Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
To get the help they need.
These families probably had no idea, because we didn't see it coming, though, with Kyle. It just all of a sudden, one day, what do you mean he wants to kill himself?
4 suicides in 2 days involving former and current employees of the LA County Sheriff's Department may be shocking to most people, but not to Laura Linder, founder of the nonprofit Exclusively First Responders. After her son-in-law, Kyle Sword, at the time an LA County Sheriff's deputy, suddenly wanted to kill himself, Linder discovered a sad reality in law enforcement.
They talk about that whole brotherhood, oh yeah, everything together, but when there's one weak link, they push it out. They turn their backs. They don't call anymore, they don't show up, they're just gone.
He had told me that he was ready to die.
Michaela Sword is Kyle's wife.
I didn't know any resources, and me as a wife, I feel like that should be very known to family members. So when you see that your loved one is spiraling, you know who to reach out to. Because I also didn't know who to reach out to. I didn't want my husband to lose his job. I was a stay-at-home mom with little kids.
While seeking help, Michaela says her husband was pushed out of the department.
There are so many officers I know that have talked about committing suicide who I never thought in a million years would even think about it or talk about it.
Christina Coria is a retired Santa Monica police officer who's dealt with a lot. She was struck by the car of a DUI driver and years later injured at a shootout at Santa Monica Pier.
There's so many officers out there that are struggling with their identity, with finances, with relationship issues, with addictions to pain meds, addiction to alcohol. You name it, there's so many things going on that our departments...
Man, cry me a river. Man, things are getting tough for you people. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Noga, November the 10th, 2023, and it's currently 2:23 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Welcome, beloved. There are a lot going on here, and let's just bring this back to the beginning so we can talk about exactly what's going on in the midst of 83. What seems to be the issue here? Why is it suddenly now, all of a sudden, all those things are happening in the midst of the so-called police officers, the first responders, and the house of 83, point blank period, the war over there in the Middle East, and the 988, the drugs, and it seems like those folks are getting hit everywhere, and then it is the truth. Of course, people are going to say, well, Big Levi, you have to understand, those women they put over there, they are paid actors, they're trying to schedule, and, so they can bring Jacob trouble. No, listen, all this field garbage, we do not subscribe to this, okay? So this is real, okay? This is actual. This has nothing to do with conspiracy. This has nothing to do with fakeness. This is actually real and very real. There is a plague in the midst of those people, and those police officers, they are dealing with a lot. Now, throughout for the people that just watch this, throughout the stuff those folks are saying, and you would have thought those police officers are somewhat innocent. They never did anything. They always do their job the way they're supposed to do, and things like that. Let me tell you something, man. When it comes to law enforcement or anything, when it comes to life, if you are not guilty, if you are innocent, you're going to go home with a peace of mind that is at peace. Not a peace of mind like a piece pieces, like a sword or morsel or slice. Peace, P-E-A-C-E, peace, pax, which is Latin, which means peace. With a peace of mind, your mind is at peace. If you're innocent, you didn't do anything unusual, you didn't abuse anyone, you didn't do anything that is out of the ordinary, You didn't do anything somewhat unordinary. But you did things that are extraordinary. You do your job. You come as a police officer. You didn't abuse anyone. You did not take someone, put it another car that is not a police car, bring him or her in a hidden warehouse, and then beat, rape, and kill this person and bury that body in a place that is, well, no one would know. And then you frame another brother that did a petty crime and have him serve him 40, 50 years in prison, and this person been in there for at least 20 years, and now you're reminiscing about this. There is a video on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. A gentleman, Life Regrets High School. Yes, there's this gentleman right here. He made this video 2 months ago. Okay, let me see if we can. All right, let's see if we can. Let's go first. Finish the first one. Then we will watch what this gentleman is saying about life regrets. Okay, those guys, they are trying to make it seems like those police officers, they were all good cops. They didn't do. No, they must have done things. They must have been, their conscience must have been chasing them like, why did you do this? You did that thing. Why? You were supposed to uphold the badge for justice for all. Why did you do this to this beloved? Because you know you did that to him because he didn't do anything. His skin color was different than yours. You did these things to this woman because you wanted her. You know you could not. If you asked, she will refuse. But you tied her up. You do this thing and you took her life. Those guys did horrible things, beloved. Some of you see there are certain crimes that occurred in society. They never find a killer. But who did those things? Who've been doing those things? There are certain shootouts. You say there is no way gang members would have do things like that. Usually gang members are stupid. They'll do things like that and they'll go online and brag about it. They'll go to other gang members and say, yeah, I did this. What's up with you? They go, what's up? You know, the 2/3, they got a plague upon them. They got a curse upon them. There haven't been some real gang shooting for years now. The real OGs, they don't do that. If they're going to take someone out, you won't even know what happened. And they won't barely use drive-by. Drive-by shooting is old school. The OGs, if they want to take you out, you won't even, they take you out like the mafia. Now, there's a lot of those shootings that are going on out there. They are being done by the so-called police. During the day, our people knew this like ages ago. During the day, those guys are dressed like the police. At night, they go around and shoot and kill innocent people. That's what it is. You have to ask yourself, those LA deputies or the police officers or firefighters, whatever, first responders, whatever their name is, like, what would they do? What did they do? What could somebody did that your life, something is chasing you, and you see, and you heard what the lady in the beginning said. But anyway, let's go to the video and then we will go ahead and dissect this step by step. All right.
It is heartbreaking for the families. Law enforcement officers deal with so much trauma. It should be a lot easier for them to get the help they need.
It should, but it is not. Why? Because there is a silent code. Why? There is something that was said behind closed doors. Say, hey, once you in this Hesh Negro, there is no turning back. This Hesh is not for this thing is not for the fluff. This is not for the fairies. This is not for the dudes that wear the ballerina suit and tutu suit and go around and twirling and the tip of the toe and dancing ballet. This is for the warriors. Those guys do not considering themselves as soldiers. I heard our people calling them race soldiers. They're not race soldiers. They are race warriors. It's a war. There's a big difference between a soldier and a warrior. A warrior will murder and kill everyone because it's a war. A soldier is more disciplined. He will, if there's unnecessary things, he won't do it because he's a soldier. But those guys are warriors. They go out there, they'll do anything. All right, it's supposed to be help, but there is none.
These families probably had no idea Because we didn't see it coming, though, with Kyle. It just all of a sudden, one day, what do you mean he wants to kill himself?
Now, again, let's enlarge this. Okay? Look at those people's eyes. Let's see. We're probably going to watch the whole thing. We're going to watch the whole thing full screen. Now, let's keep an eye on her eyes.
These families probably had no idea. Because we didn't.
Watch her eyes. It's just like, like I said, those folks are dead inside. They like soulless. Well, the family, they didn't know what was happening with Kyle until it happened. Because they have a code, of word, a code speak. They cannot come out there and tell you why they want to kill themselves. Okay, why do you want to kill yourself? A couple reasons. I'm a failure. What? You're a police officer, you got a beautiful wife, you got a beautiful house, beautiful children, beautiful car. Although, of course, most of those things are dead. But you are better than most of the folks out there, man. You're doing okay. You're doing well, man. What's up? Well, that's one way. I want to commit suicide because I'm not happy. What makes you not happy? I don't like my wife and stuff like that. Well, divorce her and do something. Well, I want to die 988. Well, of course, that's what we're going to refer to this. I want to die 988. Why? Because I'm in pain. What is it? Physical pain? Well, do drugs. Fentanyl out there and call fentanyl and trick. So have you tried crack before? I strongly suggest you do that. Okay, well, I want to die 988. Why? Because a month ago, me and a couple other guys, we weren't in our uniform. We weren't in our patrol cars. We targeted, I'm not racist, but those guys, they are. We just pick up. We wanted to be friend with him because he was like kind of like African, stuff. He wasn't like. He was black, but and we paper spray him, and we took him in the woods where the surgeon, he had a house there, and they do that all the time, and it was like 5 of us plus him, and we buried him and stuff. So through the whole things, I was looking at his eyes, and he was saying, why do you do this to me? You guys are cops, you're supposed to protect me, and and the whole thing stick with me. I can't go to sleep, I can't have sex with my wife, I can't eat, I can't work. I didn't want to do this. That's why they can't go get help. Because if they go get help, the other officers, they know what they did. That's why they cut him off. They're like, yo, we don't want anything to do with you because you're going to out us. You're going to go out there and say things about us. That's what happened. They can't go to their wife and tell their wife, yo, I've done certain things that my conscience is not sitting well with me. Remember the other officers when we make the video? He wanted to die 988. Why? Because he responded to a call. He saw a drowning boy. And when he come face to face with this scene of the boy, and it reminded him of his son or of his daughter, of regular children, and ever since then, this scene haunting them. And he was brave enough to went to the police department and tell them, listen, man, I don't feel well. I don't feel right. I'm scared because I saw this thing. Instead of them helping him, why? They were clowning him. In the movie, sorry, excuse me, beloved, Big Leaf, I have to do all those nonsense so that people could understand. Species 2 actors. There we go. Species 2, the actors. Species 2 actors, the president. Great.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Cast: Natasha Henstridge as Eve.
There we go. Richard Belzer? Is that what that is? Okay, well that's Patrick. I believe that's Patrick, okay? This is the Patrick was he was the son of the president, okay? And then he went in space, he went in Mars, he went to Mars, and he brought back that, just going to spoil the movie for you here. And it's on HBO. Well, they don't call it HBO Max now, it's just Max. So he went to Mars with let me see. Species 2, Mars, astronaut. Did I spell astronaut wrong? There we go. That's supposed to be. There we go. Where are the astronauts? Ah, boy. Nope. Is that what that is? No, that's not. No. Ah, boy. Okay, that's this picture will do. And on Mars they got this black dude, this fellow, and her. He went to Mars. He collected the sample of Mars. Of course, it's all ridiculous. They could have done this, by sending a little robot taking the stuff. But this and this dude. But anyway, he picked up a virus, and then he got infected, and he came back to Earth. And then he went to his father, this dude. Boy, that's so small. Patrick Ward's father. Let me just Mars. Patrick Ward's father. Is that what that is? Okay. Well, they ain't got the photos of the father. Well, let's put the president. That's him, but it's just species 2, the president. Whoops. Uh-oh. No, not this dude. Was it? No, that's the first one. Oh boy. It's not in there. But anyway, so Patrick he got infected, and then he came back. Something happened. He was so scared. He was afraid. He went talking to his father, which was the president of the United States at that time, during the time he landed on Mars. He said, "Dad, I'm afraid. I'm scared. Something is wrong with me." And the father went, and the father kind of like scolded him, say, "Shut the hell up. You are going to be president next election. You're going to be U.S. senator, and one day you're going to be president. Don't be giving me that bullshit. Man up. Shut the hell up. Suck it up and do what you need to do." And guess what? Patrick was. There we go. Patrick Ross shotgun scene. Oh boy, they ain't got. Okay, that's the scene. That's kind of like. Let me see if we can get some of part of this scene right here. Okay, but anyway, so we'll just use this. We'll use this image because that's what it is. Okay, what it did, he went home, something happened, he went home, he put a shotgun inside of his mouth, and he did the business. And of course, because he's an alien now, he regenerated and then coming back, whatever stuff. But he did the same thing, because when those guys are afraid, they don't know how to deal with it. When they did something is chasing them, they don't know how to deal with it. They gotta get out of this matrix. Suddenly now people don't like. Is that thing even recording right now? Is it recording? Yeah. Suddenly now people don't like this matrix. They want to get out. He put a shotgun inside of his mouth, And then that's it. Goodbye. Okay, probably those are the picture view image. Well, that's not explicit, but anyway. So he put the shotgun in his mouth, and then boom, he did what he needs to be done. Okay, because that's what those guys done, because they do not know how to deal with things. All right, so now there you go. Let's come back to this. We will come back to the video we put there, beloved. Okay.
I didn't see it coming though with Kyle. It just all of a sudden one day. What do you mean he wants to kill himself?
Okay, look at her eyes, man. Okay, no, her eye. Look. Okay, look at her eyes.
He's probably had no idea, because we didn't see it coming though with Kyle. It just all of a sudden one day. What do you mean he wants to kill himself?
Okay, so it's just like somebody that saw something and then they get shot and then they froze there. That's like she saw something, they give her a news, and then look at her eyebrow, and she's staying that shocking state. You know, that's what happened here. All right. Suddenly this guy say, what do you mean you want to do this? What's going on? Because they can't tell their wives. They can't tell their husbands. They can't tell their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their family. They can only tell the people that they did this stuff with, because those guys done a lot, man. Nobody really asks, okay, what have you done? Did you do something you weren't supposed to be doing? Because somebody that is at peace, they got a peace of mind. They won't do anything like that. They must have done something that is chasing them, or they find out about something that is so horrible, so bad, and this thing will chase them. See, people don't die 988 because of, they are in depression for no reason. It doesn't work like that.
Himself.
4 suicides in 2 days involving former and current employees.
Of course, the number 4, it's just 4 quarters of the earth, okay?
Of the LA County Sheriff's Department may be shocking to most people, but not to Laura Linder, founder of the nonprofit Exclusively First Responders.
Now, what would cause somebody like her to form something like this? Well, of course, when they put exclusively for first responders, they make sure that, they don't put anybody that look like us. When there is help that need to be given, nobody that look like us in there. But if it was they need the help to brutalize our people, you'll see a black dude was right here, black woman was right there, another black guy here, and another dude, Hispanic dude over there to throw in the search. That's what they would have done. But when there is help, money can be received. Beloved, I'm not making fun. No, I'm gloating over those people. I'm telling you, this thing is very real, man. The plague is heavy in the midst of those people. The sun is microwaving them, and a lot of stuff they used to do, and they used to get away with them. They used to be proud of it. Now the consciousness switch, man. The consciousness that is going around the earth change. There are certain things people do now. They go into deep reflection, deep introspection, and they don't like it.
After her son-in-law, Kyle Sword, at the time an LA County Sheriff's deputy, suddenly wanted to kill himself.
Okay, so you got this dude here, his beautiful family, and what seems to be going on? They all got smile, they're all smiling, they look happy to me, but except for him. You can see the smile on his face is not genuine. Or it's not genuine, authentic. It's not real. It's just, hey, look at me. I'm just standing here. This kid is very happy. The little boy is happy. I'm assuming the wife is truly happy. The daughter is happy. Friends or daughters or cousins, they are laughing. But him, suddenly, out of the sudden, there's a sudden need to dial 988.
Linder discovered a sad reality in law enforcement.
They talk about that whole brotherhood. Oh yeah, everything together. But when there's one weak link, they push it out.
Because they don't want him to go out there and put the business out. Those guys do a lot. Listen, man, let me tell you something. Hey, look, listen. Look, you think those so-called police officers, when they raid of a house, like there's a black man in there that was okay, well, selling drugs, and they find like $1.3 million in cash in this house, and this raid was not bounded in the department. It was just a comment. Well, it wasn't a raid. It was just a domestic violent call or some kind of suspicious call, and then they went in there. They find $1.3 million in cash, and then the only person that was in there, is this black dude, or they find this one dude in there. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna like, oh, sir, you have we will call because of domestic violence, but since we see we got a lot of drugs and then money, we're gonna let you go. You think that's how that is? You think that's how things go? Watch those old 1980s documentaries where those guys were quitting the force. You're like, yo, what's going on, man? I thought we were here to take those guys off the street. And then the guy said, the dirty cop laughed and said, oh, man, you a dirty cop laughed and said, man, you truly believe in the whole American bull issue. You truly believe in protecting all, man. We're not here for this, man. We get our court, the chief get our court, everybody get their court. We release those guys so they can make more money, so we can take more out of it. If they find out like you feel some kind of guilt, everybody will cut you off.
They turn their backs. They don't call anymore. They don't show up. They're just gone. Because
that's what it is. They don't want any connection with this dude because support. Well, we back the blue. Hey, back the blue. You will think that there's a strong brotherhood in there unless if it's for bloodlust. If you after blood, hey man, we support you. This guy's a strong killer. He got hurt in a car accident or got shot. They will call. They will go to the house. They'll pay the rent. They'll even put a GoFundMe and lie to the people and have the people support it. But when it comes to one of those guys that truly feel bad, it's like, yo man, I don't feel so good about what I did. Or about what we did. Like, yo, you going to house us? You going to go out there and say hish? See, this is the plague that the Holy One put upon them out there. Their conscience is coming back unto them with great reproach.
He had told me that he was ready to die.
Michaela Sword is Kyle's wife.
I didn't know any resources, and me as a wife, I feel like...
Okay, what is her name? You can't make this up. You can't. Her name is Michael Sword. Michaela Sword. Michael, you take the A, you take the S, word. Get out of here, man. You think we're making those things up? You think we just go out there and pay those people? I got a theory that you pay those people. They are actresses that you hire or the computer generated AI imagery that you done. No, her name is Michael Sword. Michaela Sword. Michaela Sword. I'm not making this up. It's right there. Michaela Sword, former wife of LASD. What? I thought it was LAPD, but LASD deputy. But anyway. Okay, and of course this thing is on News at 10. Just to let you know that. Okay, let's listen to Michael Sword. Bring on the sword.
I didn't know any resources, and me as a wife, I feel like that should be very known to family members. So when you see that your loved one is spiraling, you know who to reach out to. Because I also didn't know who to reach out to. I didn't want my husband to lose his job. I was a stay-at-home mom with little kids.
Okay, so what is it? What seems to be the issue here? Like, you got a stay-at-home wife, beautiful kids, beautiful wife, beautiful home, and you got a beautiful job, receiving beautiful paychecks. So what is it? What seems to be the issue? Why do you want to go? What is it? Did you do something or somebody's after you? Well, Big Levi, you have to understand mental illness, mental this, mental that. Our people have mental illness. They take themselves out because there is no way out for them. When they look, there is no way out. They can get no job. Okay? They are on drugs. They are addicts. There is no help for them. They look at themselves, they see nothing, they are a failure, they want to get out. I'm not saying this is a reasonable, I'm not saying this is a viable and good reason, but that's something people can say, okay, well, there's something here. But this fellow, they have a wife, a beautiful home, a good job, okay, the best job to be out there, police officer. You can do anything. You can get rich just like that by being a police officer if you know what to do. Okay, I was a security guard. I had a security school, so I know a little bit about law enforcement. Okay, it's a good job, dangerous but freaking good if you know what to do. All right, if you can keep your mouth shut, if you hardcore, if you are one hardcore son of a bitch out there, police officer, you'll be rich just like that. But if you're not, you're gonna end up like Michael's wife, Michaela wife Sword. This officer last name was Sword, but anyway. So let's keep on moving.
While seeking help, Michaela says her husband was pushed out of the department.
Yes, because they have to do that. Because they know what they did. This guy's weak. He's gonna go out there and blab to the psychiatrist and stuff like that. Cut him off. Let him die. 988.
There are so many officers I know that have talked about committing suicide who I never thought in a million years would think about it or talk about it.
Christina Coria is a retired Santa Monica police officer who's dealt with a lot. She was struck by the car of a DUI driver and years later injured at a shootout at Santa Monica Pier.
There's so many officers out there that are struggling with their identity, with finances, with relationship issues, with addictions to pain meds, addiction to alcohol.
Why? What is it? What seems to be the issue here? Our people in the 80s and 70s were addicts because you liked them out of the economic system, and you fuel the hood with your drugs. And they were in pain. Every time they turn on the TV, it's them, and they are 3/5 of the human being. We are the most hated people upon this earth. The priest of my heart make sure of that. We this, we that, and people don't want nothing to do with us. And we cope with the drugs. That was a reason. Meanwhile, you people were flourishing, right? Because that's what you said. But the problem is, in the 1980s, the moment crack hit the hood, like in the early 80s, 1980, 1981, 82, our people get together, they organize, they stop the whole crack epidemic in 1985, so to speak. And when they did that, and you have a bunch of so-called white folks were coming in the hood, they were buying the drugs, and the Negroes in the hood were making the money. They were buying home. They were sending their kids to private school. They were saving the money. That's why you came in and 10 years later in 1994 with the crime bill, because the hood was real good with the drugs because they had an economy now. You gave them an economy. They weren't stupid. Our people back then weren't stupid when selling drugs and then go out there advertise, yo, I'm a drug dealer, man. I sell drugs. That's what you bought the whole hip hop things, make our people stupid. And talking about hip hop was not about that. You swagger jack and co-opt hip hop. The brethren in the hood were saving the money, man. They know, because they know what they were doing were illegal. They never brag about this, man. And the violence most of the violence that happened in the hood was personal matter. Had nothing to do with drugs or drug deal gun one. You can watch Rick Ross, the real Freeway Ricky. He said every time the deal, he never had a deal that went wrong. He even met the Colombian fellow, Noriega, and all the big dudes. It was actually a regular business. It's just you people always centralizing things, put them in Hollywood and make sure there was always some shootout. And when Rick Ross was explaining the thing, he said that he was abused by the police officers of LA because they are the true thugs, man, because they have the badge and the permit. They can do whatever they want to you, and there's nothing you can do. And now years later, this is what happened, man. So now you got in the 80s when the drugs, remember there's a song Nas made. He said the drugs kept the hood from starving. All people were starving in the hood, man. So they used the drug. They got a white-based customer. Ask any drug dealer, who's the best customer? White people or black people? They'll tell you. Now I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer is white. White folks will pay and they will tip you. They will have you deliver the drugs unto them. They'll give you good money. They don't like those businessmen, those high paying job executives. They love drugs, man. They just love it. And they love when it is our people bring it unto them and bring prostitute and bring women and then hang out with them. They love that because they have nothing going on in the suburbs, man. Have you ever seen the suburbs? It's dead. The suburbs, there's nothing. Everybody's inside. They're just either watching TV or fucked to death or doing some nonsense. But when you go in the hood, a lot of our people are outside working. Some of you, when you communicate to me, I'm always outside walking and take a stroll around the neighborhood. There are people walking around, man. It is the dumbasses today that get the drugs and then they stunt on social media. Back then, there is no social media, man. You got brothers that, make millions out in this game. They get out before things got too late because a lot of they were making Negroes snitching on other Negroes, man. The same thing were going in the 70s with the heroin. At one point, black folk got off of heroin, and then it was like white customers that came in the hood and keep buying the heroin, and they love it. The thrilling of driving to the hood, this dangerous area, especially with the women, meeting with this black man, pay him, buy drugs from him, and have sex with him, and go home and feel good. They have some action. The same thing go with the whites, man. The white men, they go in there and then do get the drugs and have sex with the prostitute. There is a documentary where Bumpy Johnson was friend with a white guy, and he was like a reporter and stuff. He initiated the white guy. He showed him the hood, and the guy was treated so well. He said, man, I never felt that good in my life. I felt like I was among my brethren. That's the white guy. So he said he was initiated. He was shown the whole drugs thing. I'm not quite sure if it was Bumpy Johnson or the other fellow. He said he was showing all the drugs, the money, the women. Everything was well organized. Nothing was out of place. There weren't no violence. Everything was done the way it was supposed to be done. If somebody you get out of line, they put you back in line. And they make this guy an honorary Negro. Of course, they didn't use the word Negro. They say, today, Bumpy Johnson said, we're going to make you an honorary Negro. They have a ceremony. It was beautiful. The guy cried. He said, man, I'm white. Because he know he was like a spy or kind of like a snitch and stuff. And Bumpy know that. We're fine with this. And that's nothing. You do your job. We all have to do your job. Your job is to go ahead and report us and get us arrested. Because Bumpy knew he couldn't be arrested. So after that, the guy, he gave the guy a few of the girls so he could pimp out. And after that, he made him an honorary black man. Till this day, this guy still hold this to his heart. He's like, yo, I'm an honorary black man. After a Negro, of course, he didn't use the word Negro, and then he made him an honorary black man. White folks love this type of Haitian. They love the Negro pass. So they can go in the hood or talk and then call people Negro, just like I'm just saying, what's up, my Negro, man? Hey, what up, Negro? It's something they dream. It is part of the dream. Watch all those TV show, modern TV show, cartoon, American Dad, Family Guy, The Simpsons, whatever. Watch them, the Rick and Morty, any new show or old shows. Watch them. Look up. Take a notebook. Try to see. And look, every time they make a reference that is somewhat African American or black people, they make a reference about our culture or something that they talk like us. You see every single episode have a reference to our people. And that's one. And look at the writers. Write down the name of the writers. Go online and look for the pages. You'll see them. Look at the pages. It's already 3 o'clock. Look at the pages. Look at their lives. You see that they can't do anything without us. We are always in their mind. The hood had no problem with addicts. They know they had basehead. The basehead in the hood, they know who they were. They know those guys are truly addict. But the one that were bringing the money was the white folks that was in the hood coming and buy the drugs. And then the hood, the hood had a good distribution. That's why they bring the snitch. They bring the weakest of the weak. The sellout Negroes. And then the wanna be tough. Because the wanna be tough are protected by the FBI. You can't touch those guys, man. So the whole thing happened. Bumpy Johnson got, into trouble. Anyway, so let's keep on moving with this so we can take the other video. How long we are into this thing? Let me see. What do we have here? Oh, good grief. One video. All right, let's keep on moving.
You name it, there's so many things going on. But our departments are not reaching out to them enough.
Some of the struggles for first responders include trauma on the job, lack of public support, family or financial troubles, injuries on the job, feeling of abandonment after injuries.
That's a bunch of bull. That's a bunch of bull. Trauma on the job, lack of public support. Oh, you mean back in 1994 during the crime bill when you hire more than 100,000 cops, the whole country was applauding because they know you were going to come after us, or they knew. They knew and they know, they still knew it now. They still know everything that you were going to come after us because the hood was at peace, man. There's hang on. Oh boy, let's see. Snoop Dogg is nothing but a G thing. Okay. In 1992, nothing but a G thing. The rap game, Snoop Dogg made more money than the president. You have rappers who were making more money than the president. Artists, they were making, MC Hammer was making way much money in the late 80s, early 90s. That's why they sent all those jackasses, infiltrators. They bankrupt the brother. The hood was doing okay. Our people, they had something, man. They had rap. They had the drugs that you put in there. Now, what do we have? Bus, cowboyism, men versus women. Oh, I'm not dating any black women. I'm going to go out there. I'm becoming a passport, bro. Oh, I'm going to do this too. You ain't got nothing now. You got trap music, which is not trap music. Trap music was about you getting this thing, save the money, buy house, passing on the wealth to your children, and have as much children as you can. When you are a king, you have a house. You have multiple women and multiple children. As a king, you have a house. That's why the house of Jacob has 12 sons and multiple daughters and multiple grandchildren. When they come to target Jacob, they could not because he had an army with him. When you are a powerful man, you don't have one child, one wife. You have many wives, many kids. You have an army. Is somebody coming trying to take you down? All your 19 sons, 50 daughters with their husband, they all come guns in hand. They come and protect the family. They come and protect the dad. They saw that. What they did, they switch everything. They make the weak, the scumbags, the low down Negroes, they make them out now there and sleeping. They make the women, they put the aspect in the women to sleep with the low lives, the one that won't do anything. They have no job and nothing. Sleep with them. And they show that the stupidest, backwarded, financially irresponsible Negro always out there having a bunch of kids. And those kids, they have terrible genes. They're just like their fathers. What do you see on those morning Maury shows? You are not. You are the father. Oh, he cheated on me with her and this. He has 6 and 7 kids. And what do you see now? The men, the kings, the true kings that are financially secure, they either have barely one wife, one girlfriend, or they're by themselves. They're like, yo, I'm protecting my money. I'm not going to share. I don't need no woman. No woman. They make them cling to their wealth. So when this man is in their 40s and 50s and they realize they're childless, then they're pushing 60s, and when they die, what the hell are you going to do with all this money? What is it that you're going to do? Give it to charity? You have nobody to give this money to. You have no one to pass it to. Because it's a conditioning. They condition our men to be like that. The kings, the true kings. Then again, beloved, not everybody is a king and a queen in our community. We don't have that. That's not how it goes. And they taught the women, don't sleep with the king. And the same thing with the king. Don't sleep with the queen. Sleep with the servants. Sleep with the lowlives. Sleep with the most stupid ass Negro that you find that, go out there and say gang, you few words and things like that. The one that say, man, I sell drugs, I kill people, I do this, look at my tattoo, look at this, I have sex in prison and all that. I'm hardcore. Woo, girl, he's so hardcore. Go sleep with him. But the dude that's going to school, that have his business working and things like that, oh, he weak. You like, you weak because you don't get hard, you don't sell drugs and stuff. That's what they taught our women. That's why they're online seeking those dudes that are doing ish out there. And the men that are taking care of themselves and build their wealth, and once they got this wealth, they don't want to share it with women, man, because they've been traumatized when they were building this wealth. No one did help them. This is primary source speaking here. No one, especially the women, they're not gonna help you once you got this wealth. And then now those same women gonna come there and say, hey, you deserve me now. Take care of my children that I got from him, or this, or the dude that was sleeping around when I was in my 20s. And you're like, oh, hell no, man. And when in reality, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the king go out there and have multiple wives. That's why they outlawed polygamy. Because they know the strongest men have to pass his gene. Back then, when our people, the warriors, the true warriors in the midst of us, went and conquer another country, they would take this warrior and then they give him many wives so he can pass his gene. And you have nothing but strong men and nothing but... Now you don't have that. You have the most backwarded Negro, and then they just take this dude with his malfunction gene, they just polluted the whole place with it. He slept with her, got a bunch of kids, and when those kids are born, he's not in their life, and then they turn out to be just like him and repeat the cycle. But the one that are the true leaders, the one that can do, they can afford that. We need to change this. The hood was doing right. The hood was doing good until those people see that, and then they infected our people with all those, the AIDS, the drugs, the cowboyism, excuse me, all this nonsense. But primarily, the best consumers were white folks. It's the truth. You can ask any OGs back then, man. Because if you want to get in this game, you're going to have to interview the old OGs. They'll tell you, yes. Back then, this thing was all about white folks coming in the hood, leave their money, grab the drugs, and go home, do the drugs, come back, do the same thing, and get the women and stuff. It was a business. Now it's not. Now men don't even pimp anymore. Barely. Because now Negroes think if they are a pimp, they have to abuse the women. Which wasn't true, man. Now Negroes think if they are a pimp, they're going to have to beat, slap, rape children, put them in kidnapping and trafficking them. That has nothing to do with none of that. That's a Gentiles mindset. They are the ones that come up with this nonsense. But anyway, let's keep on moving yeah, like I said, Snoop Dogg was making more money than the president, and a lot of our people were doing really well. And then they're like, this thing gonna have to stop. And then the Swagger Jack rap, the poison our people, all this stuff. Let's keep on moving. All right, trauma, lack of job, no. Lack of public transport support, no. Familial financial troubles, you're a cop, man. How you a cop? You're poor. You come up with money all the time. All the time. You're just a good cop. You're just a good-hearted cop, and you cannot be a good-hearted cop. It doesn't exist. Many cops can tell you this. You cannot be either you're dirty, or you're dirty on the low, but you gotta be dirty to be a cop. That's what that is. Injuries on the job. Get out of here. Feeling of abandonment after injuries. Get out of here.
And lack of financial compensation.
Come on. Lack of support from superiors, forced medical retirement, lack of sense of self after. Get out of here.
Lack of support from superiors. Forced medical retirement, and lack of sense of self after retirement.
What they see on a daily basis, we cannot even imagine, and they can't unthink what they see.
It's sad that these officers, didn't get the help that I'm sure they wanted and were looking for.
Most of those guys, they did terrible things. Okay? They did horrible things. And those things are coming back and hunting them. That's what happened. All right. They have life regrets because of those things that are coming back and hunting them. Whew. All right, let me see. Let's watch the video. Now, all right, let me let this video play, okay?
Part of my junior year and all of my senior year, I was attending high school on a base in Japan. While I was there, I met this girl. Got to know her through her brother, and she was a big girl and everything, and we both. She got a job in the NCO club where I was washing dishes. She was busting tables, and we flirted all the time, and we talked and laughed and cut up. We really had a lot of chemistry. But I was just a shy, fat, sit-face. I mean, no self-esteem at all. And I never did anything about it. And one night, I was at the movie theater, and I saw her in the distance, the other part of the parking lot, walking in to go see the same movie, and she was by herself. And I went and sat. I was sitting. I went in the theater, and I sat. I saw where she was sitting, because it was just like the big neon sign, "Come sit with me." So and I didn't do it. I sat there, just too shy and too insecure. I was rooted in this chair, the seat of the theater, and then I watched the movie, went home, didn't think any more about it. Because I was used to doing crap like that. I had my teenage years were terrible. And the next time I saw her at the NCO club, I asked her if she enjoyed the movie. She said it sucked. She came in, she was throwing trays around, slamming things, and she was pretty angry. And finally, she came back a little later after she calmed down. She said, guys are supposed to make the first move. And that was the end of that. So anyway, I'm 63 years old, and I still think about her, and I still think about that night. And I wrote a story about it.
All right, so those are he was 63. This thing happened 50 years ago when he was like, I don't know, 13, 14, 50, 49 years ago. And the memory is still haunting the man. This thing, it haunt the man. And they got plenty of them, okay, that out there. They have regrets in their life. Those are things that keep them up at night. Can you imagine, okay? Can you imagine what those guys done, those police officers? Can you imagine what they've done? Can you imagine the things that they done? This guy, he didn't ask the girl out. Well, he didn't make a move on her because she wanted him to make the move, because that's what women do. They go around and do certain stuff to get your attention, and then after that they make an opening for you and you enter. Now, well, back then those guys, they don't have the I don't want to say anything about other men, but there's a lot of dude out there, they don't have certain skills. They don't know when to make a move. They don't know when to say anything. Okay, they build everything around their wealth, and they just use that's why they keep all men in a financial strait and financial dire that we are. They build everything around themselves, around their wealth, and they stack everything against our people. That's why you see a lot of them are complaining, a lot of incels, because they think money is the only way to get to women. Because if they have money, they can bend this woman to their will, which this is false. Has nothing to do with that. Okay, so he regretted this moment, like where the girl was like acting out, like damn, why didn't he just make the move? I want him to make the move, but he didn't. So he regretted this. This is the regret this man have for years, and then he carried it on like every day, keep him up at night. And I understand the dude, man. And I understand the dude. Okay, I understand him from the other point of reject. You know, I not regrets, but reject. Like a lot of rejection. Went to talk to this girl, and she didn't see me as the type of guy, and she like, oh, I already have a boyfriend. When I know she didn't have a boyfriend, and she rejected me, and all that. All those rejection, they were good. I healed through them. I never had any regret. Like, okay, man, I should have go with her and things like that, and because I did make my move, but I got rejected. You know, and then I healed through those things. I become better, and then I got my game on. A lot of stuff happened, and certain things, you know, still hurt. But damn, like 50 years later, man, yo, that's certain things that keep those people like awake. Certain regrets. Can you imagine what those police officers, you know, can you imagine what this guy did that keep him up at night, and then he decided like, yo, I'm going to, hey, yo, I gotta go. Well, this guy is a gentleman. He didn't take the whole family with him. Usually when they take the whole family is because the wife say, well, I'm leaving you and I'm taking the kids, or this and that. It's usually something that have to do with finances, or, you know, mostly finances, not cheating, because that's no, because those folks, that's all they do. They cheat all over. You know, but this guy, he did things and he can't handle. Like, hey, man, I gotta go home. I miss that 24 hours barbecue pit, you know, that 24 hours sauna. I gotta go back there, man. I miss having my little, you know, my fork peach, you know, my little red costume, with the little horn in it, the true little horns and the sulfuric smell and the fire all over. It's so hot in there. It's cool, music and all that. You know, the boiling lick. I want to go there. But anyway, we love it. How long we are in anything? Ooh, good grief. All right, let's keep on moving, Bridget, okay?
An altercation at a massage parlor in North Texas ends with a man dead. And this happened in North Harris County, actually. So Harris County deputies say that a man was working on repairs around 6 this morning at the business on Noms Drive and FM 1960. Well, the worker says a man entered a door that's usually locked. The worker tells police he asked the man to leave and the man refused. The worker then pulled out his handgun.
That was met, according to the male shooter, with more aggression, and the decedent charged at him at a point in time. So he discharged his firearm several times, striking him, and this is basically where we are.
Right now, the shooter is not facing any charges. The case will now go to the Harris County District Attorney's Office.
Boy, those massage parlor. Yeah, amen. The sword is in the midst. Michael with the sword in the midst. Hey, things happening, and great glory, man. Let's keep on moving.
The parking lot of LaSalle's Family Dollar stays busy.
Okay, now listen to this. This is an example to our previous video where we just profiled. Now listen to this. Okay, listen.
Turn on your camera.
Okay, turn on your camera. That's the guy that's training this dude. Well, you know what? Let me let you watch the whole thing, then we will explain.
But this May, one car caught the eye of two of the town's 7 police officers.
What does it come back on? Nothing.
That's Officer Eric Hernandez. It's his 3rd day on patrol in LaSalle. It's also his last.
Double parked.
But neither he nor training officer Sam Johnson know that yet.
We got a complaint so we could tow it.
They're suspicious because the car is newly painted, the plate didn't ping in their system, and it's taking up 2 spots.
And a roller paint job on a car with that headlight, that's suspicious. You have every reason to start questioning somebody about that.
So, you know, the officers, were exercising their discretion as to how far they wanted to look into this. But before anything could happen, the incident unraveled so quickly, there was no time to even address that issue.
As they walk the store, the driver, Justin Reffel, takes off.
There you go. There he goes.
The officers chase after him.
He's still in here.
In just seconds, they'll shoot and kill him. We'll stop the video before they do. Remember, these officers are investigating a suspicious car.
Go and I'll shoot you!
Reffel ignores their commands. Hernandez later says Reffel tried to back over him. The video shows he's standing to the side when he shoots.
Get out of the car!
Police say Reffel died of a single gunshot.
The video depicts a use of force situation that is not justified. based on the circumstances.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
The two officers aren't done. They handcuff this woman in the store parking lot.
What was his name?
Why? You don't know his name, but you were going to shoot him.
Okay.
Officer Hernandez is now facing a second-degree murder charge. The LaSalle chief tells me the other officer is back on the job. The chief says he doesn't think the shooting should have happened, but he can't speak to Hernandez's perception of whether he was in danger. And that use of force expert we spoke with says that will likely play a big role in the officer's defense.
So confusing to see this play out, to think that a suspicious vehicle leads to, in a matter of seconds, someone losing their life.
And officers will say that's one of their concerns as they go through this. The police chief, for his part, says that he believes his officers followed policy up until the moment of the shooting, and that's when he says he can't be sure how they felt in that moment.
I'll certainly be following this as it goes to trial. Kyle, excuse me? Cole, thank you.
Okay, let's go through this here. Now, the plague switch, and as you can see, these guys, you know, there's nothing going on, man. A suspicious car, and you know, you guys could have just literally one cop stay outside and wait until the dude come out there and question him. But hey, and you, excuse me, you got this cop, okay, and he went out there and did this. Let's analyze this thing so you can know what those guys did. Okay, this is mistake number one.
The parking lot of LaSalle's Family Dollar stays busy.
Eric, turn on your camera.
Eric, turn on your camera. That's mistake number one. Why? Because most of the stuff those guys did, it's not on camera. You see that guy they shot here? What they're gonna say they're going to, if there weren't no camera, they would have literally put a gun, plant a gun next to it, because they always got some other gun or whatever, a knife. They would find somewhere. They would have said he was trying to run me over, okay, and then they would have get away with it. Now, once he done this, he got away with it, and then they said the officer was not charged, and then 5 years later, Eric, it's me. Who are you? It's me. Remember me? Remember the Family Dollar, what you did to me? I'm not in a good place, Eric. Remember what you did? Why, Eric? Why did you do this? Why? What did I do to you? Well, you were trying to run. Yeah, for my life. And you took it away. Eric. And those things are in their mind, like for years they can't go to sleep because they know what they done. And the other officer that was with him know what he done. And they told the chief, they come up with a story, and they make this guy look like a hero. And after a few months or a few years, he took himself out. And he went out there and he said, yo, man, the thing that happened at the Family Dollar, man, I gotta come clean. And it's like, yo, you can't come clean about this, because if you do, they're gonna get me, they're gonna get the chief, man. You know, they cut you off. That's how things happen. They cut those guys off. And then that's how they dial 988. That's how that thing works. Okay, they dial 988 because, hey, man, this hash happened. All right, let's watch.
But this May, one car caught the eye of two of the town's 7 police officers.
What does it come back on? Nothing.
That's Officer Eric Hernandez. It's his 3rd day on patrol in LaSalle. It's also his last.
Double parked.
But neither he nor training officer Sam Johnson know that yet.
We got a complaint, so we could tow it.
Okay, so he had a training officer, excuse me, with him. That's what happened. That's why they always distinct those guys when things like that happen. You know, he can't go out there and say, man, you were there with me. We're going to have to come clean. We're going to have to come clean, me? Go, no, I ain't going to come clean with you because I'm not dirty. You are dirty. You are the one that pulled the trigger. And they will make the guy felt like that. Say, you kill him. We were trying to protect you. So you going to put us out now? Now it's on your hand, man. If you're going to do some hish, you got a phone, you know what number to dial. You know, just make sure you don't do it with the service with the service phone. Do it with your own personal phone when you get home. You know the number. You know what? Here's the card. It goes in the back, 988. You do your thing. We didn't try to say your own stupidity did this. You did this because you wanted to. Okay? So we got a complaint, you know, we should tow it and things like that. You guys killed this innocent man, you know, running for his life. Did the car came back stolen? That's what the woman said. You shot and killed him. You didn't even know his name. You didn't even know who the guy was. It could be that he saw you guys. He was afraid of police. He's dealing with mental issue. Well, where is mental health in this? Usually you guys throw this thing all over. But the guy, he got afraid. He run. And you shot and killed him for that, man.
They're suspicious because the car is newly painted, the plate didn't ping in their system, and it's taking up 2 spots.
And a roller paint job on a car with that headlight, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
You have every reason to start questioning somebody about that.
So
start question, not start shooting.
You know, the officers, were exercising their discretion as to how far they wanted to look into this. But before anything could happen, the incident unraveled so quickly, there was no time to even address that issue.
As they walk the store, the driver, Justin Reffel, takes off.
There he goes.
Okay, he run. He run. He run. A man fleeing from you is not a danger, man. There is no probable cause that he was going to kill someone. He fled. Tell those guys.
Officers chase after him.
He's still in here.
In just seconds, they'll shoot and kill him. We'll stop the video before they do. Remember, these officers are investigating a suspicious car.
Okay. All right.
Do it now! Shoot you!
Reffel ignores their...
Okay. Ruffle. Okay, this guy is like, do it or I'll shoot you. Tell the dude to get out of the car. If he take off, you blow out the tire, man. He didn't have any gun. He didn't have anything. Shoot out the tires. You shot the guy in the head.
Their commands. Hernandez later says Reffel tried to back over him. The video shows he's standing to the side when he...
Okay.
He shoots.
Get out of the car!
Okay, get out of the car and then you kill the guy.
Police say Reffel died of a single gunshot.
The video depicts a use of force situation that is not justified.
It is not.
On the circumstances.
It is not.
Now!
Okay, and then this woman come in, probably wife or girlfriend or sister or an acquaintance. She's like, what happened?
Get on the ground!
Two officers aren't done. They handcuff this woman in the store parking lot.
Okay, handcuff for what? What did she... Anyway.
What's his name?
Why?
Okay, well, again, there are certain signs you can tell, like she could be in love with Mr. Meth, but anyway, Method Man.
You don't know his name, but you were gonna shoot him.
Okay, you don't know the guy's name. You don't know nothing about him, but you murdered the fellow. You killed the guy, man. You didn't know this dude. You didn't know anything about him. You didn't know nothing. You just took him out, but which show you that the plague is indeed in the midst of those folks, man.
Okay.
All right, this happened in May. All right, May, and then it's just now we are seeing this. So that's what happened, beloved. When you got a guy like those officers, like this fellow, and then they did this. There weren't no camera. Okay, let's say they've done that. There is no camera. All right, that woman, they would have killed her too. Make no mistake, they would have taken her out too. Because she would have go ahead and testify. Let's say this thing happened off camera. They killed, excuse me. They took the fellow out. They took the woman out. They go home. They explain everything to the chief. They got their own lawyer. They concocted a story. Both of them got scot-free. It happened all the time. And then this officer right here got a medal. And people like he will go home, have sex with his wife, and his wife like, oh baby, I thought you would not make it, because the wife don't know anything. And this man like, yeah, you know, this guy was trying to run over me at the car. I'm so sorry, but oh, don't be sorry, baby. It's good that you come back to me. He was a thug. He was a drug dealer. He was a meth user. But you can clearly see the girlfriend she's on something based on the facial expression, you know. And then those guys would have been good. They have a barbecue and things like that. Good. And then this guy would go to sleep. And you hear people, Eric. And then they turn around, they see that guy standing right in front of them, right at their bedstand, with his head half blown up, worms and maggots and vermin is coming out of him, dripping on the ground, blood coming out. And the guy looked at him and opened his mouth, and a viper came out of his mouth, and the viper said, why? Why did you do this, Eric? And the wife's like, what's going on? What happened? I had a bad dream, stuff, and things like that. Okay, baby, you're under stress. You remember a few days ago, you took a life. Go back to sleep, murderer, okay? Nice, sweetie. Okay, go to sleep. And in a few more days, he can't perform in the bedroom, and the wife getting worried. Honey, you gotta look for help. Well, if I go look for help, they're gonna ghost me, man, because the department don't play that, you know, and stuff. He will come talk to the guys, say, yo, trainer, you know, remember that day at Family Dollar, man, you know, it doesn't sit. I need help. You don't need help. Yo, you are the one that was stupid enough to shoot. I didn't tell you to shoot the guy. He didn't do anything. If we did not, can you imagine if your camera was on? You'd have been in jail right now. The department would have lose this, lose that. This is what those guys done. And now people would have said, oh, well, you know, he was a good officer. We didn't know what happened. The wife would have never said anything. She would have never said that, well, there wasn't one incident that happened one day. He told me he was at a Family Dollar. And then some guy said the guy trying to run it over. And then his wife came in running with a gun or a knife. And then he shot both of them and killed them. Maybe that could be a factor in this. No, he was a good cop and killed, 98. So this is what happened. The plague is in the midst. Beloved, you can see it with yourself. Why is this thing is happening? It's happening because of Genesis 15 verse 13. How long we are in good grief. Genesis 15 verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterward shall they come out with great sorrow. Oh, no, wait, hang on. What am I doing here? Here we go. Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall not link them 100 years. All right, we serve all for 100 years, 2019, 2019, after 2019, the word normal left the vocabulary. Now, all those stuff that you people have done unto us, they are happening unto you now. From my own vain perspective, for my own vain observation, it seems like the plague are going back unto you folks, starting to the earliest things that you've done unto us. It seems right now you guys are in the period of when you were dumping the drugs and the disease and shooting our people, the 80s. It seems like the 80s is strong upon you people now. Which is you had the fake 80s and make it seem like we were the face of the drug worldwide, but when in fact you were always been. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, that's what happened. All right, so there is a nice documentary. I always show it, but I don't have time for this. We're going to take it from the other channel. I'll do the best that I can do and to get it from the other channel. But anyway, so, and this is how I see it. You guys are going to get the 1980s on you, okay, with the drugs and stuff and things like that. Then you're going to lose more power. You're going to get the 60s upon you, okay, which means like civil rights. You're going to fight for some rights for some things. At one point, I don't know, you will see that, hey, the government, like, they will bend the knee and say, okay, we're sorry for what we did to you people, because things are going to get heavy. Here's your reparation. And then we're going to see it. And then when you see the brethren are building wealth and they're having children all over, and then you're going to have to work and pay them for that reparation, you're going to start gathering and marching now. and then the police gonna come upon you sending dogs after the, which you already do this in Paris and Spain and all. Even here you are marching for your rights. Then you're going to start marching. Certain things going to happen. Like you're gonna go back to the 30s, 20s. People going to get lynched, man. People are going to get lynched, and we're not going. You're going to lynch each other. 1910s, and then early 1800. Then you have no option now. You're gonna work for certain people for some money. You know, not for money, for food and shelters. You're gonna come to the people and say, "Hey man, you don't need to pay me. I'll work on the field for you. Make sure you clothe me. You give me money. You give me food. Excuse me. You give me food and a shelter. That's it." And then we're back in the 1800s. And after that, you do this for a few hundred years. And then we're going to go back to the Inquisition. And that's it. The Inquisition will be like again, that's how I see it. The Inquisition would be like the end of you, okay? You know, that's when we will just take away all your, religion and things like that. But anyway, man, the thing is beautiful, looking good. The Mighty One is taking the vengeance upon you because you people did a lot. And also that nation whom they shall serve will have judge. Okay, the Mighty One is judging you from the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. What you saw here was plague number 9, execution by the sword. Again, you saw the name of the officer's wife. Her name was Michaela. Sword, Michaela, sword. So it's no joke. We're not making this up. All right. How long we are into this? Oh, good grief. Oh, all right. Let's keep on moving. All right, beloved. This is good. Let's keep taking the next video. I hope I am not boring you. Am I boring you, beloved? Let me know in the comment board. Let me know in the chat room. Let's keep on moving.
On FM 1127. This is in Shepherd,
Ooh.
just south of Livingston.
It happened at Sound Resource Solutions. This is a live or earlier video from the ground right now where you can see a huge black cloud of smoke. That's
okay, Shepherd. For some reason, this thing happened in Shepherd, Highway 49. What? Excuse me, Highway 45. Is that what that is? Shepherd. It's guarded by Highway 49 on the left and Highway 10 on the right. 69, 9 upside down, 9 upside up. You can't make this up. And the Shepherd, Livingston, cleave to the land, cleave them out of the land, or cleave unto the one that own the land, or you will receive 4 + 5. You know what to do, and 10. You know what to do. The shepherd is upon the land and is cleaving out certain people because they are not supposed to be living upon the land. They are not the true sons of Livingston on the land. Ain't that right? Houston. We're going to house them out of the land. Oh, that thing is not far from Houston. It's just very close. But anyway, let's see if we can get a shorter version or a better version. Let me see. Is that what that is? No. Women would trap poor athlete with children. Okay, that's something else. Boy, they can't keep the guy. It seems, what the hell is going on? What is it that, this is black people over there, the black dude over there, black women over there. Is this a black, what is this? Are we in February? Is this Black Friday, or what is that Black History Month? What's going on here? What is it? Lately, it's all I've been seeing in there, okay? This woman, Houston become backdrop to dating shows with Isaiah Brown. Is that what that is? Well, it's Isaiah. Isaiah Brown been doing really well with this show. Sexiest man in Houston ranking goes viral. Black man. Okay, I'm getting a vibe from this dude the moment he clapped his hand. Okay, let me see this. I didn't want to get there, but let me see this. Let me see. The jury's still out.
People magazine may have named actor Patrick Dempsey as the sexiest man alive, but here in Houston, we have our own rankings.
Okay, the jury's still out. I don't know. I just see something here that kind of like disturbed my spirit.
Courtesy of Good Morning H-Town on 97.9 The Box. Now, their team came up with the top 10 sexiest guys in Houston in no particular order. It includes Andre Johnson, journalist Eric Barajas, CJ Stroud, Jalen Green, Jeremy Pena, Pastor Keon Henderson, and rappers Slim Thug, Killer Campeon, Paul Wall, and that Mexican OT. Tonight I learned the lore behind this now viral list.
J-Mac is here with us. J-Mac, what the f? They didn't even give me an honorable mention, and they didn't give you anything. All our lives we had to fight.
You know, that is so crazy. Because, of course, I thought they were going to nominate you just because. Just because.
Just
you're,
because
I thought
I'm
you're
breathing.
Me, I knew they were going to hate on me.
Made you lift all them weights for nothing.
For nothing. For nothing.
So how did you guys come up with the list?
Well, you know, it's people had their list. And Patrick Dempsey was on their list.
So this is what the hell is that? This is most sex. Man, those people really hate the rock bottom. But anyway, so this is what they put. Usually they'll put a young man and try to. But this is what they have. But I guess Biden is the president. He's like in his 80s now, Trump, and he's pushing toward. He's gonna become an octogenarian or whatever that is. And okay, all right. Well, that's their magazine, and that's what that is. Let's keep on moving.
I came up with this. I was like, ladies, you know, I'm on the show with a bunch of women. And I was like, ladies, who do you think is sexy in the city? And they started naming off names. And then the audience chimed in. And then it just went crazy from there.
And a lot of people have been reacting to it. What has been the response been? I'm sure mainly positive, right?
Well, you know, a lot of people said that is a crack list, really. To be honest, a lot of people wanted on that list. You know, a lot of people were mad. A lot of people were like, why did y'all put the pastor on the list? Pastor Keon made the list.
Okay, all right, I've seen enough here. I've seen enough. I may not be able to see the cowboy hat, but I can see a giant pico smoocher. Yeah. You know, I may not see the badge or the cowboy boots, but come on, man. Pink suit and the keep look. Oh, come on, man. Listen, they don't have. They really don't have to tell me anything about this dude. You can feel the vibe. The moment the dude get in there, you know that guy on a cucumber farm. You know this dude have a massive jar that says cookie on it, but when you dig your hand inside, you find nothing but pickles. There you go. This is what they are saying as sexy, man. This dude.
He said he's happy that he's on the
this
list.
pastor.
Leon made the list. He loves that he's on the
list.
Boy. Slim Thugger made the list.
Yes.
Club Godzilla was mad that he was on the list.
All right,
so the list.
Anyway, man, this is what those guys are talking. This is the pinnacle of their shows. When you are truly out, you can see how ridiculous things are getting now, man. But anyway, let's go back to whatever that we were doing for the fire that happened over there. You know, for the whole pico smooching thing. Let me see what's going on here. 2 bomb threats and 2 days Houston school. Okay. Bond denied for business owner accused of sexual assault. What the hell is going on in Houston, man? What the hell is going on out there? What's happening? Are people over there in Houston, man? Please enlighten us, man. You know, Beyonce, Christmas, out of the box dating part 2. What's going on? It's anything they are talking about dating. They always have people like us going on and act a fool. But anyway, I don't see the whole thing in there. Is that what that is? There you go. There you go. Let's watch this one. This one or that one? Which one should we watch? Let's watch this one. It's the most recent.
Air is still being monitored in Shepherd after that chemical plant explosion yesterday. Fox 26's Dominique Keith joining us live in San Jacinto County, where some residents are still concerned about air and water. Dominique.
Yeah, Caroline, I can tell you the closer you get to that chemical plant where the explosion happened yesterday, the stronger the smell. And one family who lives right next door says something as simple as breathing has become a chore.
God be with us. Oh my. When we walked out and found the smoke coming over our house, I'm like, so I took in a breath of air and instantly my throat starts to like burn. This is one of my biggest fears.
Since that Wednesday morning chemical plant explosion erupted into ferocious flames and billowing black smoke, Charlotte C. says it has made her sick. I've had a headache all night.
And of course, excuse me, let me just put that in. And of course, let me enlarge this. You can in the voice and the thing, you can see the whole church thing. It's in there.
Still the nagging cough, nausea, feeling sick to my stomach, and I just came from my doctor's appointment, and he was a little concerned.
The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality has 2 air monitoring vans driving in the area.
Stretching 5 to 10 mile radius, and we're doing handheld air monitoring off the site to ensure that the communities around the facility are safe from any of the chemicals that remain.
Many residents who live near the now burned out facility get their water from a well, including the C family. They live next door to Sound Resource Solutions, which ahead of the rain built these dirt berms to keep runoff on the property.
And our main priority right now is to ensure that those materials and products that did not burn stay on site.
Does that make you feel more comfortable?
Not at all. Absolutely not. We're sharing the same ground with this company, so it could just easily absorb and be in our water system.
The explosion was caused after a worker saw a container leaking chemicals and tried to move it with a forklift. ATF is now investigating.
Oof. They did inform me that they do not believe anything criminal happened during this incident.
Of course.
Now, TCEQ says air monitoring has not reached levels of concern, and we're still waiting to hear from the ATF for their final investigation to find out exactly what was burning in that chemical fire. Now, as for the employee who was burned, who had his face and arms burned yesterday in the fire and the explosion, we're told he is still in the hospital.
Wow.
Reporting live in San.
All right. Well, again, this is plague number 2, fiery conflagration of the cities. Those things gonna keep happening over and over again. How long we are into good grief. All right, let's keep on moving. All right.
Capitol Hill, a suspect armed with an assault-style rifle triggering an emergency. Some Senate offices on lockdown for a time, and then the takedown. The armed man first spotted in Lower Senate Park across from Union Station inside of the Capitol. Witnesses hiding behind parked cars, police approaching the suspect, ordering him to put the weapon down. Moving in when he did not comply, several officers taking him into custody. They have now identified the suspect as Amir Merrill, a 21-year-old convicted felon from Atlanta. ABC's Pierre Thomas leading us off at the Capitol tonight.
A security scare sent police in Washington scrambling today, putting Senate offices on lockdown after a man with a loaded assault-style rifle was spotted on Capitol grounds.
He was holding the gun down as he walked. They ordered him to stop. He did not.
Law enforcement swarming the scene amid fears sparked by the recent mass shooting in Maine and concerns that the raging war in the Middle East could ignite violence here at home.
He was walking at a fairly slow pace down the sidewalk toward Union Station. The officers came up behind him. One officer who had a taser tasered him in the back. He fell forward onto his gun.
The suspect identified as 21-year-old Amir Lavan Morel.
So now, again, you see, if it was pre-2019, all right, you not only this wouldn't be in the news like this, and it's not big news, it's not big news. It's not they just took the brother down, and clearly the guy was having some mental health issue. This is something clearly you can see the dude is not well. Okay, they took him down. They didn't blow his head off because they knew if they do that, they're going to throw this country into another spiral. 2020, what happened in 2020? But no, they just did what the cops supposed to do: subdue the subject and get him help. That's what they did.
A sex offender from Atlanta taken down in 3 minutes.
There is some indication that he may be dealing with some mental health issues.
That's why. That's good. That's good police reported, because you can see the dude was dealing with some stuff, and then he went and get help. They didn't blow his head off. They didn't shoot him 50 times, because now a lot of people, they are learning now. They are learning certain behavior are not accepted anymore. Okay, well, this is a great sign to show that, hey, the mighty one is indeed in the midst. This fellow, he could have easily, if it was pre-2020, 2019, this dude wouldn't even made it that close, okay? But they took him down. They didn't do anything to him.
Morrell was transported to a local hospital for evaluation as bomb technicians used a robot to safely retrieve his belongings, left on a park bench.
David, police say they don't know why this man showed up at the Capitol, but there are a number of critical questions, including how did this unstable convicted felon get access to that assault rifle?
Oh,
David Pierre Thomas.
Yeah, whatever. So, let's see if we continue. All right, no, we're not going to continue. We're going to go with part 2. All right, beloved, we will see you in part 2, okay? You can either look for it or you can either wait for it. However, if you're watching this on the TV, we'll see you in part 2. Shalom.